Hi everyone, I have another deck here for you. This time is a Lenormand deck by Lynyrd Narciso. Here it is, let me show you. Anino Lenormand by Lynyrd Narciso, and that is his design company or printing company. He's under Paraluman 2017. Let's have a look. That's the back. That's just the Lynyrd Narciso All Right Reserve 2017. And I believe, unlike his other deck that I've shown you in my recent video, this one is from Printer Studio. I remember because Printer Studio has that section for you to be able to buy this kind of pouch separately, which I did, and also because of the linen cardstock. But let me double check. Those are the extra man and woman card, and that's the extra child card. And so the deck came with an extra set of Zodiac Lenormand, which is this one here, Anino Zodiac Oracle, not Zodiac Lenormand, sorry, Zodiac Oracle. It's basically the images of the zodiacs done in a style that is reminiscent of shadow puppets. And if you've seen my other videos, I'm a big fan of his because he's one of the few, if not the only, deck creator who, he's Filipino, I believe, and he did a lot of, or a few of Southeast Asian themed decks, which I really love, namely Tarot Rikit. And I believe he's also the creator of the Vanessa Tarot, which I've only recently realized. And so he has a Facebook page and also a Paraluman page. I'll try to link those below. But before I carry on, if you recall, I showed you this Tarocchi di Marcello Inciso, or is that Tarocchi di Marcello Inciso? I've realized that this is Tarocchi, not Tarocchi, and that's Inciso, incision, and Marcello, or is that Marcello? So Tarot of the Marseille incisions, and so that's the trimmed version. And before it was trimmed, it looked like that. I was going to show you in that video, and I sort of misplaced the cover card. So as you can see, it's very, very messy. This one is from Game Crafter, I believe, and the box look like so. So enough of that deck, let's get on with the Anino Lenormand. It's nice. I think I've shuffled this. Ship, bouquet, man. I also like that this sort of brownish tie-dye reminds me of Javanese batik, commonly known or colloquially known as sogan, because of the dye of the soga tree, which makes the brown. And here in the background is a Peranakan batik, not quite Javanese, but Javanese Chinese, and it's called made in the style of what is known as Jawa Baru, which is New Java. And I'll talk a bit more about that in my Blue Ginger Vintage channel, or Wanaka Kusumo Diarjo. And you can find the link to that other channel of mine discussing cultural artifacts and travels and cultures and such, antiques and vintage collectibles on my this channel's banner. There's a YouTube icon. You can click on that to get to the other channel. So as you can see, the symbols are, not only the design and the cardstock are great, but the design's appealing. I mean, because, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Something that's great for me might not be great for you, but for me this is appealing on so many levels, but mainly because the symbols are clear. It's a garden. And the brown reminds me of batik, and the style of the images are of shadow puppets, which I'm very familiar with, the wayang. The Chinese shadow puppets are a little bit more intricate like this. From what I recall, I've never seen one personally, but the wayang, the Javanese shadow puppet, I'm very, very familiar with. Moon. So I've picked the boy child. I could pick the girl child, but it's just easier to spot this one here. That could be a girl, but I suppose that could be a boy as well, but you know. Stars, tower, heart, fish, snake, mountain, very clear, very, very clear, bear, letter. That's probably the only one that threw me off a little bit. I suppose that could be a letter, but let me show you later. That's the lilies, house, stalk, key, ring, birds. I would like to see how the bouquet looked like in comparison to the lilies just now. Fox, tree, woman. So the other woman is a bit more, it looks a bit more mature there, or feels like it. Whip, sun, rider, cross, clover, and coven. Okay, so where's the, let's have a look at the bouquet. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's pretty clear, the bouquet, and okay, that's pretty, the difference are pretty clear. It's, this threw me off a little bit because I was thinking that in this tradition perhaps that would be a book, and so how would the letter look like? But you know, I guess that's not necessarily true, because there are books that looks a little like that, and then there are books that looks a little like that. They roll it up and you have scrolls. They function as books as well as letters. So yeah, it's not a huge hurdle, if at all. So that's the extra cards, which I don't use at the moment. So that is the Anino Lenormand by Lynyrd Narciso, the creator of Vanessa Tarot, the Tarot the Kit, amongst other things, as well as the other one, which I've just shown you in another video, Tarocchi di Marcello Inciso. I hope that's how you pronounce that. And if you do get it from Game Crafter, that's 2 years old now. If you can tell there, I highly recommend you trim it. If you think that this is pretty sloppy, it really, really transforms the deck just by trimming it, and you'll be trimming out Game Crafter's sloppy work anyway. You won't be meddling with Lynyrd Narciso's work. So that is the Anino Lenormand, and this is one of my new favorite Lenormand deck. Talk to you later. Bye.